Okay, I'm going to split this slope video into 3 videos to there's a lot with slope. So we're going to split into 3 videos. The first thing I want you to remember is y equals mx plus b. Okay, remember m is your slope, okay, and it's rise over run, which also equals y over x. So your rise, you're up and down. So if you're looking at a coordinate plane, that's your y-axis. And then your run is left to right, and that's your x-axis. So make sure you have your calculator. TI-30XS is my absolute favorite calculator for Algebra 1 because it has a fraction button, and it just makes slope so much easier. So let's start with the first one. Okay, which graph represents a line with a slope 3? So on all of these ones that you're going to get, where they ask you about slope or line, I can pretty much guarantee you that you can eliminate 2 right off of the bat based off of the slope. So remember that positive lines look like this. That's a positive line. And a negative line looks like that. Okay, so this is positive 3. So we can already get rid of C and D because those are negative lines. Now remember, with whole numbers, your slope is something over 1. So this is 3 over 1. So you're going to go up 3 boxes over 1 box, and you're going to go up and to the right because it's positive. If it was negative, you go up and to the left. So we're going to look at both of these. I like to find a point where it crosses right in the middle of the 4 boxes, which is this one right here. And then if I go up 1, 2, 3 over 1, it crosses again. On B, it crosses right here in the middle of these 4 boxes. And it goes up 1 and then over 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this one has a slope of 1 over 3. But this one has a slope of 3 over 1. So A is the answer. What is the slope of the graphed line? Once again, is this a positive or a negative line? Because we can get rid of 2 answers. It's negative, so we're going to get rid of C and D. Okay, now is this going up 3 boxes over 1? Because remember, whole numbers over 1, or is it going up 1 box over 3? Okay, so I like to put a point where it intersects right in the middle, and then let's go find where it intersects again. Okay, to get from this box to this point, I go up 1 box and over 1, 2, 3. So the answer is B. Okay, it's negative, and they go up 1 box and over 3. Okay, so this is when your calculator comes in super handy. The big thing you need to remember, memorize this formula, this slope formula. I'm sorry, my computer's a little delayed here. We're going to do y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Okay, so you need to memorize this formula, but when you see ones like this, I want you to write down the formula, and then I also want you to label your points. Okay, so we are going to have x1, remember an ordered pair is xy, x1, y1, and then we'll come over here and we have x2, y2. So to find the slope, we're just going to take y1, which is 2, minus y2, which is 3. And we're going to put that over x1, which is negative 5, minus 2, which is x2. Okay, I really don't recommend you do these by hand. You can do them by hand, but then check them in your calculator, okay? Because kids get confused with negatives because this is negative on the top. It's also negative on the bottom, so it's going to be positive. So we want to make sure that we're getting the right answer. If you have a TI-30XS, or a calculator, that one's my favorite because you can just press the fraction button where it says n over d, type in 2 minus 3, then press your down arrow and then type in negative 5 minus 2, and you'll get your answer. And it'll just pop right out. You don't have to worry about simplifying it. So 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Oops. Over. Negative 5 minus negative 2 would be negative 7. Okay, if you pop this in your calculator, it would automatically do this for you, but a negative over a negative is going to be a positive. So your answer is positive 1 over 7. The most important thing to remember is remembering this formula. And if you put y1 first, then you need to put x1 first on the bottom. So y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Practice those, okay? Okay, what is the slope of the line that passes through the points on this table? Grab your calculator. You're going to do. You're going to take negative 4 minus 8, and you're going to put that over 0 minus 2. Okay, negative 4 minus negative 8 will be negative 12. 0 over negative 2 is going to be negative 2. Your calculator automatically simplified this for you, and you will get positive 6. Okay, so it's that easy. What is the slope of this line? These are a little more complicated. You need to put them in y equals mx plus b, or you can do, put it in y equals mx plus b, or you can remember this is standard form. Also, it's called ax plus by equals c. And when you have standard form, you can find the slope by doing negative a over b. So in this case, negative your a, because this is a, b, c. So our a is negative 2, but we also have to keep this negative. So if you use your calculator, you're going to put in negative 2 over 3. Okay, a negative and a negative makes a positive. So it's just going to be positive 2 over 3. Okay, that's the shortcut if you remember it. Just remember it's negative a over b, and if a or b are negative, you also have to put that in to your equation. Just use that fraction key and it'll simplify it for you, and you don't have to worry about even your negatives. You can also solve and put this in y equals mx plus b. So whatever you like better. So we're going to move our 2 over first. So we're going to add 2x. Add 2x. Okay, those cancel out. We're going to bring down our 3y. Okay, on the right side here, this is a letter, and here's a number, a constant, so we can't combine them, so we need to write them just like they are. 2x minus 6. And then your last step is to divide by everything that's touching y, which would be 3. Okay, those cancel out. That 2 over 3 does not simplify, and this would simplify to negative 2. So your final answer would be y equals 2 over 3x minus 2. Okay, once again, we get our slope of positive 2 over 3. So you can do either way. Just remember, if you want to do it this way, remember that formula, please. Okay, what is the equation of the line that passes through the point? This might be really good, actually, to graph it. I think might be a better one for you all to do, is to graph these 2 points. You'll have graph paper. So graph negative 2, positive 2, graph 1, negative 4, draw the line, and then see what you get. I'm going to do a rough drawing here, just to kind of show you what you would do. Okay, we'd go negative 2, 2, and then 1, negative 4. So automatically I can see that my line is negative. So I can get rid of C and D because they both have positive slopes. Now the question is, does it intersect at negative 2 or does it intersect at positive 2? And I think you can tell it intersects at positive 2. So there's so many ways to solve these. You know, try the graph paper, try everything. Okay, here's another one in standard form you can solve. In this case, all you'd have to do is subtract 4x from both sides to get it in y equals mx plus b. Or remember, slope for standard form is negative a over b. So negative a would be negative 4 over b. There's nothing here in front of the y, so remember that's an imaginary 1. So it would just be negative 4 over 1 or negative 4. Okay, this one, do y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Okay, I'm almost out of time for recording, so I want you to pause it, solve it, and then play it again, and I will show you what the answer is. You should have gotten 5 over 4. Okay, what is the slope of the line represented by this equation? Remember, you can do negative a over b. So pause this video, solve it, and then when you're solved it, press play again and check your answer. Your answer should be H2. Once again, pause and solve. After you solve, press play, and I will show you the answer. D2. Pause and solve. The answer is A, negative 9. Last one, pause and solve. Remember, any f of x is just a fancy way to say y. C. Okay, that is part 1 of slope. Watch it over and over again until you know how to solve all of these.